Hi, this is Andy with Gandhi Technical Support. Today I'd like to show you how to clear a paper jam on the GX7000 and help you to understand the paper path in the printer. As with any printer, you want to follow the paper through the path that it takes through the printer to find your paper jam. The key is finding out where the leading edge of the paper is actually stopping. That's usually where you'll find your obstruction. We're going to start with a paper tray. Now, the GX7000 is unique in the fact that the exit tray is built on top of the paper tray. This will help us determine if there's a paper jam happening inside the paper tray. Let's take a closer look. Here, as I stated, the paper exit tray is actually sits on top of the paper tray. We can remove this and again pull the tray out of the way. We want to make sure of our feed roller. Again, it's in the very center, in the top, in the back of the printer. You can't see it with a camera, but you can feel back here. You want to make sure that that rubber roller has a rough texture to it. If it does feel smooth, you want to kind of rough it up a little bit with maybe a screwdriver or a fingernail file. You also want to check this. If you're getting multiple sheets feeding at a time, make sure this cork pad does not have a real smooth feel to it. If it does, just kind of take your fingernail and rough it up just a little bit. You want to make sure it has a little bit of a rough texture to it. Once that's done, load your paper back in the paper tray. Leave the exit tray off of the paper tray. You want to push the printer back up inside. Inside the printer, there's a little button at the top that the exit tray pushes so that the printer knows it's installed. Just simply hold this down and send your print. You'll see the paper feed up in easily this way. You can see if it's jamming coming out of the tray. Once you determine that the tray is clear, just simply put our exit tray back on and continue on to the rest of the printer. Before we go, let's talk about some of the other paper sources. On the GX7000, you've got a second paper tray at the bottom. Now this one, you do not have that button that you can access it, but you can pull it out of the way. Take the lid off and check the cork on this one as well. Make sure it's rough as well. There's a feed roller back inside the printer. Once you have all that rolled out, simply put it back in and continue on. The third paper feed option for this printer is the bypass tray. You want to make sure the paper is sitting nice and neat and the paper guide's against the paper. If you're still having a problem with feed there, just check inside. Inside the printer we have the same cork pad and the same feed roller. Same rules apply. Make sure they both have a rough feel to it. If they don't, just kind of rough them up a little bit. Another thing that can be obstructed in the bypass tray, a lot of times a paper clip or something will fall down in the tray. Just to make sure, just turn the paper tray upside down. Kind of give it just a little bit of a shake. You don't want to shake it too hard. And you want to hold your hand right here. This will tend to slide down. It can scare you very much. Once you've determined there's no jam there, let's move to the back of the printer. From the bypass tray, paper feeds directly into the printer right along here. So make sure there's no paper stuck up inside here, up under this little plastic piece. For the other trays, we want to remove this duplex unit. Just simply push up on the two tabs and pull it straight out. Set it out of your way. And next we want to check in here. You'll notice the stickers here. Just simply unlock these two tabs and let this drawer drop. If this is hinged, you're doing good. If it's broken off and falls out of the printer, your printer's in need of repair. Give us a call. We want to make sure that we don't have any broken teeth on the gears here or here or here. Make sure everything's is right there. Once you determine the teeth are good, make sure that you don't have any obstructions right along in here. Now there's a piece of plastic here that guides the paper out, as well as the black plastic here. And then you've got the black feed belt across here. Make sure you don't see anything in between this little plastic strip and that black feed belt. Be careful not to bend this plastic strip. Once that's cleared, close this back up. That's the paper tray for the first paper drawer. If you have the optional second paper feed tray, you want to look back across here. Paper will actually feed out of here and up into here. So make sure you don't have any obstructions right up in here stopping anything there. Now we're going to go to the top of the printer and look inside. The next place the paper is going to come out is right along this metal bar. It'll come out from under the bar and follow along this belt down into the front of the printer. We want to make sure we have no obstructions along in here or along in here. Keep in mind that sometimes these little exit rollers that you see pictured here will come loose and kind of hang down and catch paper. Make sure those are nice and free and not holding paper there. To double check this, you want to open the access door on the side of the printer. Give the wheel inside a little turn. You'll notice it feed the feed belt. Make sure the paper's feeding nice and free through. And then from there, the paper comes out into the exit tray. Again, the key to clearing the paper jam in a printer is to find out where the leading edge of the paper is stopping and check for obstructions right there. If you have any questions or problems with this, just give us a call at Conde Technical Support, 1-800-826-6332, option 2, or simply send us an email to support@conde.com. Again, this is Andy with Conde Technical Support. Thank you.